Remember, they're changing my voice. Keep in mind that when people interfere with my judgments, they give me no choice but to increase the severity of the judgments at that time. And of course, it's everyone according to their deeds. Okay? So if I say that, America or whatever, okay, it's according to their deeds. In this video, I get very angry at one point because I'm being fumed and I'm provoked while I'm giving divine judgments. And there's a bunch of racists, whites, Jews, and LGBT and their allies who have given orders, who are partaking in those orders to interfere with my divine judgments, and I'm the most righteous person ever. Even if you're some kind of racist, inbred hick or some kind of rich, arrogant, spoiled brat, and you can't for the life of you imagine that God chose me because I'm the most righteous person ever. Okay, the tree of life, the fruit of, the tree of life, which is the fruit of the righteous. Okay, the foundation of the throne, righteousness and justice. Okay, the throne is established through righteousness, right? The top martial arts ever is established through righteousness. That's me. The kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne is established through righteousness. That's me. No one can be established through wickedness. Proverbs says no one can be established through wickedness, and the throne is established through righteousness. Okay, they made it so that I had to give more severe judgments, and they probably get a kick out of it, or else why do it? So they're like holding a kid's dick, dressed like a Satanist, waving an American flag, going, yeah, we're powerful, waving an English flag, waving an Israeli flag, and a rainbow flag. Okay? You think it is justice to ignore the masses of the people from those groups, okay, who have come together to persecute me so they can feel like they're seething with Luciferian energy. Okay, you think that there shouldn't be more harsh judgments on them and their unfortunate families that brought them into this world, and their unfortunate offspring whose heritage is defying God to such a degree? Truly, if anything, I took it too easy on them. Remember, they're changing my voice and making it harder for me to speak because they believe that they're preserving white people, Jews, and LGBT people on the top of the racial hierarchy. Okay. Behind the scenes, as we look at America's dark history, and I've seen many documentaries on it. I've been to several different colleges in my life. I got into a college prep school in high school by scoring the top 1 percentile in the SSAT, etc., etc. So I have a pretty good understanding of history. I don't know all the dates and stuff off the top of my head or something, but I have a pretty good understanding. And as I look at the history of it, it is clear that, one, white people never established that they were superior even to white people. Because you can't just look at, scientific inventions and say, hey, you know what? That means we're superior, right? You have to look at sports. You have to consider obstacles. If somebody sees you running a mile and you're carrying, 100 pounds and the white guy isn't, and you come in right behind him or something, they're not going to think that guy won fair and square, and so it is with white supremacy. So we say, what is going on here, right? It's sadistic what's going on here. Absolutely has to do with terrorism, sexual sadism, sexual control, and it has to do with them going through the motions of declaring white supremacy. But they've known that ever since black people and white people started interacting, we'll start the timeline, say 6,000 years ago, okay, 4,000 BC. They knew that black people, to them, were superior. So this is where you get the ships manifest, right? They're saying they're manifesting the destiny of the Igbos in particular. And, as the story goes, I used to have the exact number on the top of my head. It's like 1 or 2 million or so Igbos came to America in the transatlantic slave trade. One of the biggest, one of the most numerous tribes, right? Of all the tribes in Africa, the Igbos might be the number one tribe that had its members come to America. Okay, because they were slave trade in Angola and Congo and what have you, and it's just so many Igbos came to America, and so they were trying to manifest the martial destiny of the Igbo tribe. So this is how it factors into the Ku Klux Klan timeline. Okay, and there's a lot of people who are crypto Jews trying to cheat me out of that and my rightful place. Fuck you for that. I'm not on your side. A lot of African Americans who are communists. Fuck you. I'm not on your side. Okay, and that needs to be said because they come at me like this, and people who claim to be them time and time again, and it can't be stressed enough. I'm not on your side. I'm on God's side. I'm not on the white man's side. I'm on God's side. Okay, Anyone who tries to cheat me out of my rightful place, shame on you and the mother that gave you birth and the father that impregnated your mother. What kind of filth would produce somebody trying to cheat the most righteous person that ever lived? There's no excuse for it. No excuse. Okay, that's a crime against God and won't be forgiven. Done. Anyway, so when we look at this thing, yes, there are modern day white supremacists, LGBT supremacists, Jewish supremacists, and token minorities who are trying to terrorize me so they can paint the picture that their family lines are superior. When you look at the black history, if you don't remember anything else from this video, remember two things. One, there's a bunch of terrorists, in the white, Jewish, and LGBT community and their token minority allies, and the government is ignoring my request for them to investigate this. I told them I have over 22 witnesses on record. I told them the Justice Department statistics show that there's millions of cases of stalking every year, and this one is particularly significant. Okay, because it comes with hate crimes every day, and they refuse to investigate it because America has decided that it'd rather be a terrorist state that's full of hypocrisy than to give the most righteous person that ever lived justice. And they think because they suppress this video, magically it's in their best interest. Let me tell you something. 189,000 people die every day in the world. Last year, I believe it was, 3.6 million Americans died. And I sentenced every last one of them to fucking hell. You still think it's in your best interest to not do me justice? Anyone who thinks even for a moment that they should obey the state, not me, I sentence you and your offspring to extreme fucking punishment, especially everyone on duty right now for interfering with this video. How dare you pretend that you're the Spirit of God? How dare you people? Any group that tries to put themselves above the Igbo tribe as a race, I sentence you to the bottom of the racial hierarchy. Because your motives was to cheat God Almighty by cheating me. And that happens to be the tribe associated with me. Shame on you. Shame on your tribes. Shame on your fucking families. Shame on your organizations. Shame on your churches. Shame on you. I sentence all Americans for turning a blind eye to the terrorist campaign against me, the hate crimes against me, okay, to extreme fucking punishment forever, with an emphasis on everybody who gives the orders in this case and everyone on duty right now, okay? And anyone who thinks I shouldn't say this, you and your family's in the afterlife right now, cook! Now, usually after a while I calm down and I feel a little bit bad, but I have no reason to feel bad. Okay, I do not judge to please myself, but to please God. If any of you think that I should feel bad or that I should take this video down, put it in the comments. But don't be some bootlicking coward that thinks this video should be covered up when it's very important to understand why, after I'm gone, people will not be going to heaven or their offspring. That is one of the most important things for me to discuss with people that there is. That is arguably the most important message that I have to give. Two important messages. One, and there's a bunch of important messages. Two really stick out. One, on the top martial arts ever and exactly why. And two, that no one's going to go to heaven after I'm gone, right? That people must obey God through me, and after I die, that can't be done. And that's all she wrote, and the world is sealed in hell. And we see Zechariah, the woman of wickedness, who's sealed in the basket because she represents the bread or the body or the spiritual body of wickedness, the spiritual kind of collective spirit of wickedness that's headed to Babylon. And of course, she's the whore that rides the beast, that's thrown into the lake of fire with the beast, both beasts, and death and Hades and the devil and so on and so forth to burn forever. Okay. So if you think that I'm wrong, put in the comments. Okay. One of the most important arguments I make is if you have a viable counter argument, present it. And no one ever does. Because I'm right.